Okay, so I'm roaming around in the woods. There's an old clay pipe up there. Very interesting structure. I'm on the hunt for the other Burton explosive factory, which I think by the time it closed, it was the Dynamite explosive factory. And they were in production. They started out, the Burton did, over in Quaker Falls. They had bought the land from another company that was manufacturing black powder to use in explosives for mines and such. There's a lot of sandstone and limestone mining going on in that area. And later Burton bought property not far from there and built a much larger dynamite explosive factory. And there was tragedies at all the explosive factories. The one by Quaker Falls, I think, blew up 3 times. And all but one time killing a few men. I probably shouldn't use that word. Unaliving a few men. And at the other factory, I will have more history later in the video on how many times it blew up. And yeah, the last time was catastrophic. They didn't come back from that. But while they were in production, I believe they closed. The plant here opened in 1907 or 1906, operated until 1972. And yeah, got part of the remnants here. I'm going to climb up on here. I believe this housed a hoist or a wheel. You can see where something heavy duty was mounted there. You can see that cutout. I'm going to show you that in a second. I think the wheel was here. It might have been pumping water from the river. But the wheel would have been here. Climb up here so I can show you how deep this part goes. Whoa. That's pretty deep. I don't know why history fascinates me so much, but kind of cool because I didn't expect to find anything quite this early into the hike. But there you have it. Ugh. I think, yeah, this was a hoist. We've got these supports that would have housed timber, so I mean it's old. I'll have to look at the pictures close if I can find a picture of what the structure is. No promises, because this looks like it would have been a very early part of a factory. But I do need to see a picture. That's what I've got for you so far on my very explosive hunt. A little further in on the hike. And look at that old power pole. Let's go there and see if there's any insulators. And this, I'm hoping to find a date on. Oh, we got a pipe. I know. You can see the pipe running. Yeah. This is a very old railroad bridge. You know, something told me to wear my high top, my wellies today, and I didn't listen. It's slightly cold out, but a little bit of wet feet never hurt, I guess. Yeah, definitely going to see if there's any insulators. So I think there's still rail traffic on this bridge. Oh, just saw a fossil. Sorry, I get distracted easily. But I'm going to guess this was built 1900s. Look at this. Oh, this is going to take me a minute because there's a lot of fossils on the ground here. Ooh. Bottom to an old Coke bottle. Let's zoom out. There we go. No idea what that first part. Sorry. So distracted. I'm going to have to look for fossils when I come back through here. Hey, there's a good echo. Yeah, isn't this cute? A little piece of history. Some old bricks. More than likely from the explosive factory. Yeah, apparently they served our country well. World War II, they supplied a lot of dynamite and explosives for the army, and even World War I, actually. So, 2 wars. No wonder their business was good. It was so good, in fact, they survived the Depression, which is saying something. But yeah, I'll just keep giving you little tidbits of history as we go along. Might have to do some bottle hunting in here too. Isn't this cute? You can tell, oof, the bridge was bigger. That part don't look so hot there. Yeah, this could be a very interesting explore today. Okay, so see, there's a gate here. That used to control the gate. So the rail line probably ran along that pipe over down that way. Because went this way. And that old bridge that's not there anymore that I showed you. Right over there. But yeah, no rail or anything anymore. Shame. There's like a fence, but the gate was open. I don't think there's much left here. I do see some ruins. Not a lot. Doesn't look like very many people have been back here. Pretty sure the rail line went that way. There's definitely something over there. I'm gonna go check out the railway. I don't think those did much good in the end. So this used to be a rail bed. It's gone. Following the deer path. Of course we have tires. I wonder if they mined some of what they needed from up there. Still very pretty though. Okay, I think that was for the rail line to go over. The rail bed's gone. Let's see, 72. This is 50 years ago. So, yeah, I can see why it'd be gone. Finish up there. I think that was a road. Okay. So along this line, They called it the jelly line. See the ruins of a building here. And they called it that because the gelatin explosives, they would pack like sausages. It was the gelatin house, the packing building. That was one of the catastrophic explosions. I'm not sure if this is it or not. I'll have to take a good look at the map. But yeah, I don't think there's going to be too much left. But I'll push on a little bit further. And so it looks like we've got the remains of another old culvert. And another building. Stacked up railroad ties. And you can see the building there. So I head back this way. Back on the rail bed. Yeah. Looks like some demoing was going on here. Or it could have been exploding. Yeah, I'll sit down soon and give you guys a rundown on the history. Oh, we got some more rooms. Might have been a building there. See, they've got these roads, old roads, leading up there. So I wonder if they were mining locally some of their ingredients. Oh, this is a big building. There you go. Wow. The culvert comes here. So they built the building over the stream. Well, that's interesting. Okay, I'm going to pause and get pictures. This culvert system's quite interesting. Look at that. The one on the other side's even more interesting. Sign. Okay, so we got the ruins of yet another building. Now I know we're in an area that was heavily damaged by the explosion. As you can see a split here. I checked the map. Over that way. The rail line went and continued this way. I'm going to check my map. Okay, so I'm in the stream bed. It looks like there is something here. It's another one of those stop signs. Looks pretty damaged. And guess what I found? When they first opened in the 1900s, they used mules and draft horses. And I just found that. Perfect. Back with the kid at the second explosive factory location. We're deep in the site now. We keep finding little remnants of history like that. I wonder where that went. But we did find the remains of a little bridge. I'm trying to keep an eye out because I found that draft horse shoe from its heydays Like I said, this factory opened up 1904, 1907, I can't remember. And it closed in 1964 after the final explosion. It exploded several times, but the final one killed a lot of people. Oops, sorry, shouldn't say that. Unalived a lot of people, and the company never recovered after that. Now this dynamite factory serviced the government during World War I and World War II. It exploded several times, but the last one was so devastating. There were 5 people never recovered. See, that's the end of a small bridge. I'm thinking this was really old, because if you look how they did the cement, and the fact that I found the mule shoe here, that's the other part of the bridge, leads me to believe this was part of the original factory. They had to rebuild it several times. But yeah, 5 people were never found, because essentially they were red misted, which is gruesome to think about. But yeah, we are headed for the building that was the cause of the final explosion. They called it the Jelly House, and it was where they had the gelatin explosives made and stored. So yeah, I'll add this to the videos from the other day. Okay, I'm going to resume. So one of the sites of that last explosion we've reached. Not the building part, we're still in the creek, but you can see the devastation here. It just blew everything to bits. They did come back and decontaminate. Not sure how thorough of a job they did. So this might not be the safest area. Yeah, I'm thinking that's explosion damage there. Takes a lot of force to knock those kind of pipes apart. Okay, zoom in a bit. You can see the remnants of a foundation, quite large and built into the hill, so it must have contained some kind. You see, yeah. Oh, more ruins. We're kind of like walking on them right here. Almost falling on them. All right, a little bit further, and then we'll probably go backwards and then check out the other tram line. Okay, you can see all the brick remains there. There's a culvert, as you can see, and it runs back underground right there. And then we have this building, block ruins. Definitely at the area of ground zero. You can see these ruins. And there's more back in there. Those are all pillars and blocks for a building. Yeah, we're going to continue up. There should be one more building up this way. Okay, we ended up somehow on the Dynamite tram line. And there's another ruin right here. And I got to keep in mind that they had bunkers for safety for the workers, though I don't see how they would have worked, because when things blew up, there was no warning. But we're keeping our eye out, too, for bits and pieces of a train, because there was a train on the narrow gauge rail line that was running towards the Jelly House when the Jelly House let go, and it blew the train and its conductor into bits and pieces. So I know they contaminated, but I don't know if they cleaned up the train wreckage. Alright, I'll let you go for now. Hey, you can't really see it from here. There's ruins right across there. This was ground zero for one of the many explosions. So, wow. Yep, ground zero, for sure. Look at this. It's much more impressive in person. Wow. Wow. Look at that. That is all that's left of the Dynamite building where they produced it.
I'm not sure if this is the one where the ones exploded.
Yes, it is. I just got done taking some pictures of this epicness. And we're heading up this way because we know there was more than one building for the Dynamite manufacturing. This part, I'll try to put in the date and information of when this part blew up. But check this out. An electric pole. It still has the lampshade. Okay, so further up, this building here also exploded. You can see the remnants. This was the last explosion, like I said, 1964. It had some embankment protecting it. I don't think it protected it much. Oh wow, what's this? It's kind of cool looking. There's just metally bits everywhere. I am going to take my kid down and show him the rest of the ruins. Right? Catch up with you later at the end of the video. I'll have some pictures and some news articles. Probably redacted. No one's been back here. This place has never been videoed. Well, not since the major accident. Everyone's forgotten this is here. So, I'll catch up with you later.